Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. Today I'm going to be doing another book review for you, and this time I'm going to be talking about the book Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. And I have also talked about this book a couple of times, and it was a pretty good read, so let's go ahead and get started. So this book is a contemporary novel that centers around the theme of a love story between two of the characters that are in the book. This book has multiple different characters, and the story is actually told from multiple different points of views. I liked that aspect about the book. I thought that it kept the pace really quick, and it was interesting, but there were times when I would be a little bit confused and I wasn't quite sure which character was talking right away, and so it would take me just a second to kind of like readjust my thinking and to be like, okay, this is from this character's point of view, so this is how I should be reading this part of the story. Another cool aspect about this book is that it takes place in multiple time periods. Basically, part of the book is spent in the early 60s during a time when the movie Cleopatra was being filmed, and it is centered in a little tiny sea village in Italy, which is like, I don't know, maybe like an hour or two outside of Rome, I believe. And so a lot of the beginning part of this book centers itself in this little port in Italy. The other part of the book takes place in Hollywood, more of like a present day, and so it was cool to kind of see the two juxtapositions between the different geographical locations that were in the book, and I think it also kind of helped the book stay pretty interesting and fast-paced. So like I said, there are many different characters in this book, and the story is told from like all of their different points of views, but you have two main characters. The first character is Pascal, and he is the runner of this inn in this little port in Italy where the first part of the book takes place. The second main character is an American actress named Dee Mori, and she finds herself getting this chance of a lifetime to be an actress in the huge film Cleopatra, along with famous people such as Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. They are not very big characters in the book, but you do hear about them, and Richard Burton, his character actually does have some parts of the book where his character is talking. Then you have a couple of other characters that aren't really that important. They do have some dialogue and stuff in the book, but the main focus of the book centers on the story between Pascal and Dee Mori. So just a general overview of this book. Basically, the character of Dee Mori gets cast in the film Cleopatra, and so she is spending time in Italy, and something happens where she has to leave the movie set, and she actually is sent to this little port where Pascal is, and she has to stay in the little inn that him and his family run. Well, a whole bunch of drama happens, and she ends up leaving, and Pascal, who believes that he has fallen in love with her, is left all by himself in this little port. Flash forward about 60 years, 65 years, and we find that Pascal has come to Hollywood to find Dee because, he has this unrequited love thing that has happened with him, and he needs to just be able to find her and to tell her exactly how he feels. There are some parts of the book where there is some really interesting and in-depth character development, which I really enjoyed. I thought that Jess Walter did a great job delving into the characters and letting you kind of find out who they are in a more in-depth personal level, and I thought that really just kind of made the book a lot character-driven rather than like story-driven. I will say that the multiple points of views was interesting, but like I said before, there was some parts of the book where I was a little bit confused, and I felt that I wasn't quite sure all of the time who was speaking and who was talking. I really enjoyed the beginning part of this book. I got sucked in fairly quickly. I read this book really quickly. I think it only took me like 2 to 3 days to read the entire book. It's not that long. I was a bit disappointed in the ending. I have read some other people's reviews, and a lot of people liked how the story ended. I will say that there really aren't any loose ends that are left, but I just felt that the end was like super duper rushed. You spend this entire novel, developing this story between these characters, and I feel like the end was just kind of like, okay, wrapped up and done, and that's it. And I kind of felt like I was left wanting more from it. Not that the story wasn't finished necessarily, but I just felt that I was unfulfilled in the ending of the story. Overall, I would say that I really did enjoy this book. There was the whole theme of love and lost love and finding, you know, one's personal self and being able to determine the different paths that your life can take. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, only because the ending really kind of changed my perspective of the book, I guess, and I was wanting something a little bit different. But I do recommend this book. I thought it was a nice, simple, easy read. It was quick. I got through it really quickly, and it made me want to read other books written by Jess Walter, and I think that it was just an overall pretty good book. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, share it with your friends. I will be doing some more book reviews, so go ahead and be on the lookout for those. Don't forget, pick up a book, immerse yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye!